Hey everyone, today we are reviewing the movie Girl on the Third Floor. This is a horror movie that stars my man CM Punk, aka Phil Brooks, as well as a few lesser known actors, actresses that I will say a couple names. There's Sarah Brooks, Tanya Kay, Trista Kelly Dunn. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, but you were in that too, and a few other people. This movie is about a man and his wife who just recently bought a home, and in apparently a smaller town, or a smaller community, I should say. Originally, they're from Chicago, which is kind of funny because CM Punk is actually from Chicago and lives in Chicago as we speak, I believe. And he is a big shot in Chicago who moved to this brand new house. His character's name is Don, but I'm just going to refer to him as CM Punk because, yeah, hell yeah, Punk is awesome. As a wrestling fan, yeah, Punk, cool. Anyway, so they're moving into a brand new house that's run down and needs quite a bit of renovations. Pretty garbage looking. He comes there early to renovate the house before his wife, who goes by Liz, gets there. So he starts his renovations. He brings his cute dog named Cooper, who looks like a purdy German Shepherd, and they start renovating the house. Now, my first thought of this movie, in the first 5 minutes, I'm not gonna lie, is I was very put off by the fact that he brought his dog into this house that he is renovating, because he is bashing these walls in. There's so much dust, black mold, asbestos, and gross goop that's on the floor that kind of looks like semen that the dog is just licking up. No joke, happens in the first 5 minutes, and I am freaking out inside because I'm like, I would never let my cat into that house. I don't have a dog, I have a cat, and I like cats. But, besides the point, they move into the house, they're renovating, and it's just him and his dog, a boy and his dog, beautiful story, renovating this brand new house, getting it ready. He starts to notice all these crazy things starting to happen, like all these weird goopy stuff coming out of the walls that, once again, strangely looks like semen. Not going to get into that, but they start renovating. There's some weird things. There's this really weird thing with marbles. I don't understand it. If you guys understand it, please tell me. Now, I'm going to give a quick review of this and then give my overall thoughts on the movie. So, speaking as a quick review, no spoilers, I feel like this movie falls short on a lot of things. First of all, I am a big horror fan, so I like the spooky, I like the scary, I like original stuff. This movie had some original stuff, I will say, but it fell short on plenty of things. There could have been many scares that would have been great. There were some cool scares at some points, but a lot of it just didn't fit in as well. The acting was a little off on some point. I will give props to CM Punk. Maybe it's just because I love him and he's awesome, but he did a pretty good job on the acting. He was believable at some points. Sometimes I was kind of like, ooh, that's kind of weird. But he did okay, considering. A lot of the other actors and actresses kind of felt the same way. They tried their best. What do I know? I'm not an actor. They did ite. I'll just say ite. And that's one of the things that I felt kind of, falls short. Now, the story itself, not bad. There were some things in the middle and near the end that just kind of gets a little confusing. The backstory of why this house is so spooky and the ghosts are so weird kind of didn't make a lot of sense. I didn't quite understand it. Maybe it's because I'm as dumb as a bag of bricks, but, I'm trying to be smarter and understand what it meant. But it just didn't click. And what did click in my head just kind of felt stupid. So, that being said, I will say some things I did like was there were certain, little glimpses in the background that you'd catch every now and then of a ghost running by, of, stuff like that. And the ghost in this movie is freaking cute. She is adorable, just minus the face. The face is a little messed up, but she's cute. I don't know why, she's just adorable. But I'm the weird person who has a crush on the girl from The Grudge. But I don't have a crush on this girl because, The Grudge. That's my crush. She's adorable, but not that, back to the point. Yeah. So the ghost in this movie was kind of cool, kind of creepy, kind of weird. I did kind of feel like she was not very threatening. She wasn't very scary. Her face was gross. That's about it. She wasn't very, she didn't do any creepy things. She just walked around and crawled out of weird places. But it's like, you're not that scary. You're not that creepy. You're not that interesting. I don't know. She didn't fall in the interesting category. She will definitely not be a horror icon in my eyes when I think of horror. Now, overall, the thing I will say is, in my opinion, my rating for this movie would be a 4 out of 10. It's a movie that, if you have some time, go ahead and watch it. If you don't feel like watching it, find something better, because there is tons of better films than this. But I'm not going to rag on it too much because, everybody has different taste. But now I'm going to get into some spoilers and talk about some things that I thought were weird, goofy, and a little outright just stupid. So, there's some scenes in the movie that made me laugh, made me shake my head in awe, and yeah, we're gonna get into that. So, if you've watched this movie before, you'll know what I'm talking about when it comes to, the end scenes were a little bit goofy and, laughable, but pretty much gonna skim through this. Don moves in, CM Punk, my man, moves into this house. He's renovating before his wife gets in, blah, blah, blah. He meets this girl who goes by Sarah, who seems to be stalking his house, who has this weird obsession with his house, supposedly, who's like, yeah, this house is super cool. And he's just a weirdo who invites her in and decides to get it on with her, even though he has a wife and an unborn baby, because apparently he's a scumbag. Now, the one thing I have to criticize, my man Punk, okay? I do not condone cheating. Cheating is a very bad thing. It's a shitty thing to do, and it sucks. And if you're unhappy with the person, just break up with them and don't screw them over by cheating and ruining their trust. Now, he cheats with this Sarah girl. Yeah, she's okay looking, but my point is, he cheats with the Sarah girl in his own brand new house, in which Sarah knows that he has a wife and a unborn child. Now, the thing is, why would he cheat in his own house? That is the stupidest thing you can do. All ghosts aside, that chick would probably come back later and be like, hi Liz, I know you're CM Punk's wife. I totally banged your husband. That's just not smart in my head. Not trying to be like, hey guys, cheating points. Here's some tips. No, I'm just saying this is a stupid thing. And how easy he just decides to, get it on with this girl. She's basically, walks in and is like, let's cheat. And he's like, okay, cool. It's like, come on, Punk. Come on, man. You're supposed to be strong. So, gets it on with this chick. Next day says, I was weak. That night meant nothing, pretty much, the typical crap. And, yeah, she still seems to hang around his house, blah, blah, blah. He has a friend come over to help him, a male friend, might I add, to help him renovate. I do not know this guy's name. The previous night before that I totally blanked out of my mind, that I forgot, he figured out that they have a third story, which is kind of weird, because, they find out there's a third story to their house, because the ceiling collapses in his bedroom. And he's like, whoa, there's a third story. But it's like, there's a door that gets up to the third story. How did you not know about this? There's a door. There's a door. It shows the door later. Liz walks up it later and is like, hey, check it out. It's a third floor. Hey, look down, blah, blah, blah. How did you not notice this? So anyway, so he blocks off the third floor, the ceiling kind of thing. And it's like, okay, cool, with his friend, his brand new friend. It's not really brand new. And he ends up, long story short, he comes clean to his friend saying, hey, I cheated with this chick named Sarah, because his friend sees this girl named Sarah who just will not leave Punk alone. Comes clean, they have an argument, and he's like, his friend, I don't remember his friend's name, I'm going to call him Bob. Bob is like, I'm gonna have to tell your wife, Liz, because, like, this ain't right, man. I don't think I can keep the secret. I mean, he didn't say he was gonna tell her, but he just implied that he can't keep the secret because that's a shitty thing to do. And they have an argument. Punk storms off and is like, well, whatever, just do whatever you want, leave or don't leave, whatever, I don't need you. You know, typical thing. Now, the thing is, Punk takes his dog, leaves the house, disappears for like 10 hours, comes back home at night with a single box. Where the hell did he go? He came back with a box. Where'd he go? Now, in this time that he was gone, his friend got brutally murdered by Sarah and Ghost Girl. Okay? He follows a marble. I still don't understand what marbles have to do with anything. They try and explain it later, but it made no sense to me. He follows the damn marble, goes down these stairs with the... There's no light. Now, okay, this guy, if you see a marble go down into a basement, the light doesn't work. Are you going to walk down the stairs? No, screw the marble. It's a damn marble, man. You just turn around, ignore the damn marble, close the door, and walk away. That's what a normal person would do. Nope. Typical horror, trope. I'm going to go down these stairs and check it out, man. I don't know what kind of accent that was, but that's what I'm saying. He goes down the stairs, sees Sarah. Sarah pulls out a hammer, bashes his face in. There's some pretty good prosthetic work that they did. I will give them props for that. The gore was pretty okay. It was pretty snazzy. As a horror fan, I enjoyed prosthetics and being used of good effects and stuff like that. So Sarah bashes Bob's face in and they basically murder him. Punk gets home, like I said, single box in his hand because he was definitely useful, looking for his friend Bob, and Bob's nowhere around. He texts Bob and he's just like, hey man, sorry I was mad. I was kind of a grumpy little Gus, Grumpy Gus. And Bob texts back because Sarah has the phone apparently. I don't know if Sarah's a ghost. I think she is. She's definitely a ghost. That's stupid to say. But ghosts apparently can use phones. Apparently, they can hide bodies too. So she apparently hid his body in the wall. Okay, now, Punk doesn't know that. He just chills out, does whatever, his whole thing. And then a couple days later, whatever, I don't know the time frames of this. I watched this like an hour ago. I'm too tired for this. It's 6 a.m., man. He wakes up and he hears the dryer running and he's trying to look for his dog. And guess what? This is just not cool. They killed the damn dog. You don't do that in a horror movie. That doesn't give you points of like, this is spooky. No, that gives you a point of, this movie is shite. If you kill a dog or a cat or a cute little panda bear, I'm going to be pissed and I'm going to knock off some points because, you know what? I like pets and animals and all animals. Even snakes, not spiders. You can kill spiders. Bastards. He sees his dog is dead, calls the popo. The police come and they're just like, well, I don't know what to tell you, man. There's nothing I can do. Now, I will say Punk did a smart thing. Before this all happened, he set up cameras. Useless cameras, because the cameras caught nothing besides his dog walking down the stairs. How is that useful? It's not. So, continuing along, Punk pretty much just ends up straight out dying later on. This is just like, bam. He gets really pissed off and figures Sarah killed my dog. So he goes after Sarah, lures her in the sense of like, I got a gift for you. That's my Punk voice now too. He's like, I got a gift for you. It's in the kitchen. So Sarah walks into the kitchen and he just bashes her head in the skull with a wrench or something. I don't know what it was. But at this point, I was actually rooting for Punk because nobody hurts the little puppers. I love me puppers. I don't have a dog. I have a cat. I think I said that, but like, you can't hurt a pet. So he bashes her in the head, and he straight out just like wraps her up. And this part's a little laughable, but when he's carrying the body and moving the body around, it's totally like a 5-pound dummy, and you can totally tell just how unnatural that body is, just like setting. It's like, did you stuff some pillows in this pillowcase, It was kind of funny. He sets the body up and he's like, okay, I'm going to bury the body inside my walls. Because apparently that's what you do. And he gets a phone call, gets distracted. Ooh, body's gone when he comes back. Typical horror trope. So Goes upstairs eventually. I think this is a day later. I don't know. He finds some room. He finds some. I don't know. There's some things that were just pointless. That just felt like they didn't need to be there. But eventually, later on, he finds out Bob is dead. He sees him in the wall, and the wall is pulsing. It's really weird, and he runs upstairs, and he sees Sarah, and there's these marbles again, and the marbles go into his skin, and it kind of reminded me of the Mummy with the scarabs in the skin. He starts freaking out, starts cutting himself, trying to get the marbles out, and then it implies that he died. Cut to Liz now. Liz walks into the house, I don't know, hours later, and is like, "Hey, CM Punk, my man, where you at?" And Punk's just not answering, and she's like, "Okay, cool, whatever." She meets Sarah. Sarah's just some weirdo, and she's kind of sassy to Sarah, like, "What are you doing in my house with my man?" To Sarah, and Sarah's just like, "I'm his assistant. I give him screws and nails." Kind of a stupid excuse, but she gets frustrated later on that night. She ends up coming back after talking to the priest lady who lives across the street, who I didn't mention because she's kind of irrelevant in the story. Comes back to the house, and there's a party going on. Like, it's just weird. There's like these 1930s, 1940s people walking around, and she's just like, "Okay, cool. Like, what the hell's going on? Hey, CM Punk, where you at? Hey, Punk, where you at? And yeah, there's just no Punk, and she's looking around. She goes up into the third floor, and she sees Sarah just in the bedroom, apparently, because you can look down, because like I said, the ceiling had collapsed. They fixed the ceiling, but for some reason you can just see through it. First of all, why are there 1930s people? I don't understand this. This whole part just made no sense to me. And then she sees the ghost girl, who's not a ghost at this point. I think she's just a regular girl, and some guy gives her marbles. I don't know what. I think it was implying that he was giving her marbles as payment to do gross things. I don't know. I don't understand. If somebody does, please tell me what these marbles meant. Please just make me understand this movie so I can actually enjoy a little bit of it. She looks down, she sees Sarah getting all like naked, and yeah, it's just a weird scene with, BDSM whipping and stuff, and it's just kind of weird. But she gets weirded out. She runs downstairs, and she's still looking for her husband, and she finds a door and opens the door to the bedroom, and I guess Punk's there, and this scene made me laugh. This scene made me hysterically laugh, just like the terrible acting laugh that Sarah and CM Punk gave in this scene. So, Punk goes up and he's just like, "Forgive me. I screwed up. I'm sorry. I won't do it again." And she's like, "I ain't forgiving you." And then CM Punk takes a blade and starts like cutting from the top of his head all the way down through his face. And then he like grabs both sides of his face and starts to tear his skin off, and they're hysterically laughing, like he's hysterically laughing as he pulls away the face, and Sarah's face is there, and she's laughing like a maniacal crazy person, and it's the funniest thing ever. I'm laughing, she's laughing, everyone who's watching this movie is probably laughing at this point. That's how funny it is. I can't even finish my sentence. This movie was funny right there. I laughed. Sarah runs downstairs, and guess what? I laugh some more, because she sees Bob in the wall. A hole in the wall with Bob's face there. Bob's laughing. I'm laughing. Sarah's probably still upstairs laughing. It was funny. It was stupid. And then the ghost girl comes out. The ghost girl crawls out through a hole in the wall. Now, this wall turns to it looked like a rubber balloon stretched over a giant hole or something, because she just pulls away like a rubber balloon. Like, she pulls the wall apart like it's a balloon and squeezes herself through it like she's the Ring. You're not the Ring. Calm down. You're an okay ghost. I'll give you that. Once again, you're no grudge girl. But Sarah just bashes her in the head and then walks out of the house as Liz bashes ghost girl on the head. Sarah walks down the stairs, and then Liz walks out the door, kind of looking at each other like it's this weird look off. And then Liz, aka CM Punk's wife, talks to the weird pastor lady who lives across the street. Now, that's basically the end of the movie. It cuts to 6 months later. 6 months later, okay? Oh, wait. I totally forgot a part. She goes back into the house the next day. Why would you go back into the house? I don't know. Because she wants to settle this. But she finds the body of the ghost of the ghost haunting this place. And she takes that body and gives it to the priest lady, and I guess they bury it and, throw some flowers at her or something to, like, rest the spirit. Good job. But now here's the thing that's stupid, okay? So this cuts to 6 months later. She's still living in this house with a 6-month-old baby, okay? Why the hell would you go back in the damn house? I don't care if this ghost is gone. You do not live in that house, lady. If there's a ghost and tons of dead people who happen in this house, not to mention, I don't know, did you call the cops? Is Bob still in the wall? What did you do? How would you explain that to the police? Hey, my friend Bob's in the wall. My husband's dead somewhere. I have no idea. Have fun, guys. I don't know, but she still lives in this house. Her 6-month-old baby is there, and she's like, hey, baby, we're going to go for a walk in a little bit. Pets the baby in the head like she would the dog. She didn't do that, but, like, the dog's better than the baby. The baby, I don't want to say babies are ugly, but this baby just had a weird look to it. Walks out the door, and then all of a sudden, marbles start falling from the ceiling. The baby looks up, and it's the vent. It's falling from the vent. Ooh, the ghost is still around. No, it's CM Punk. It's the ghost of CM Punk peeking down. Now, is CM Punk trying to take care of this baby? Like, is he like, hey, baby, you're my baby. I love you. Now, here's the thing. If you're dropping marbles into a 6-month-old crib, that baby's going to eat that marble and choke. What are you doing, Punk? What are you doing, Punk? You were a shitty person when you were alive in this movie. You're a shitty person when you're dead in this movie. But I love you, Punk. I just don't love your character. That's the end of the movie. And that is the review of The Girl on the Third Floor. My exact thoughts. This movie was mediocre. It's a 4 out of 10 for me. It's worth a watch if you have nothing to watch. But you can find something so much better. If you're a CM Punk fan, be my guest. Watch it. If you guys who have watched it can explain some things to me, I would be happy to hear, because I would love to enjoy this movie. I love horror. Horror is my genre. I love horror more than I love myself. But here's the thing, I hate myself. But horror movies are great, and I love horror movies more than I like things that I actually like Skittles. I like Skittles. This is better than Skittles. This movie's not better than Skittles, but horror is better than Skittles. And I am ranting. So, watch the movie. Tell me what you guys thought. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I didn't understand anything. And the things I did understand, I might not have brought it up. Whatever. I'll bluntly admit in the comments if I did or did not understand the point you're making. But if you do, please explain it. If you enjoyed it, good on you. Everybody has different taste. I'm not going to say your taste is bad, because I have some bad taste too. But, yeah, thank you guys for hearing me out. And I guess we will be reviewing another movie next time. Good night, guys. I don't know why I'm saying good night. I mean, it's 6:44 in the morning. I haven't slept yet. So good night if you're hearing this and it's nighttime and you're about to go to bed. Good night.